Shoes are incredibly difficult to make. They take a lot of energy, they use a lot of nasty materials, they use a lot of toxic materials. So that was kind of our starting point for how do we change that? How do we make a more sustainable shoe? With that in mind, we went and we looked at the materials we were using, we looked at how we were making the shoe, we looked at how much labour went into making the shoe, and we tried to, from the very first design concept, to think about all of those things. And the Terra Plana Pop was what we came up with.
We like to think the TP Pop is the ultimate eco shoe.
The way Terra Plana approaches sustainable design is we've developed a thing that we call the Eco Matrix, and it's based on life cycle analysis, which is the study of the product from the birth of every component, how it gets to the factory, how it's processed, how it's packaged, how it's sent around the world, how the product's sold, used, and ultimately disposed of and dies. So being the life cycle.
The Eco Matrix for us is almost like a set of design principles that as we're designing, as we're thinking about shoes, we can look at the Eco Matrix and kind of use these as kind of benchmarks to reevaluate, you know, kind of what we're doing, the choices we're making.
We score all of our shoes on this Eco Matrix, and there's 5 different barometers, as it were. One for efficiency, one for sole, one for upper, one for toxins, and one for the general style of the shoe. The Terra Plana Pop and the Barak in particular has scored the maximum that it can score. It's 25 out of 25.
We think it's the best example of sustainable design we've ever done. It looks great, it feels great, and it's good for the world.
Shoes are commonly really tricky things to make. They're made using upwards of 50 components. One of the big buzzwords in kind of eco-design that's been around for quite some time is design for disassembly. Designing things that are easy to be put together and hence easy to take apart at the end of their life. The technicians, the people in the factory, they've been making shoes for a very long time, and in their mind, you know, when they make a shoe, they make it how they know how to make a shoe. When we gave them the early design where you've got this kind of chassis, as it were, with this EVA piece that kind of plugged through and it didn't need any glue, was just like absolute madness to them.
Normally we made the shoes with the glue and a lot of components, but for Terra Plana, for our impression is that these shoes is made very simple.
We worked with a podiatrist to make a really anatomically correct and ergonomic footbed with very lightweight and supple materials that allow the foot to work in its natural way.
And everyone, I guess, that was involved in it is kind of relearning how to make a shoe in a different way, and that's really what the shoe is. It's all about how can we make a shoe in a totally different way.
And this is what you end up with, a sole that is really lightweight, really flexible, and because it uses no glue, you're able to pop out the insole and pop in another one to repair it. You can personalize it with different colors. It's easy to recycle, it's easy to disassemble, and it's a great piece of modular design. And ultimately, you know, I think sustainable design is just good design. It's products that work and work in the world today.
It's an incredibly comfortable shoe. Someone puts this shoe on and walks around your store, they're going to buy it. I want a shoe that people can recognise as being Terra Plana, and they want to come and get it because it's so unique.
It's exciting that this type of thinking is already starting to get out there into shoe world, and I hope it inspires other shoe companies to start to think in the same way.
Every shoe company in the world should be able to do this. It's just about changing the way you think at design.
I'm sure people are going to really enjoy wearing these shoes.